Over a lifetime, the average motorist spends around £250,000 on owning and running their car. A thought that makes this car, the Dacia Duster, seem rather appealing.
Now that's because the Duster offers all the practicality and space you want from a family-sized SUV for the price of a super mini with running costs to match. This is the car that was recently voted the most affordable car on sale in Britain to buy and to run.
The Romanian company has been building cars for over 50 years and are now owned by French car maker Renault, so share much of their technology with them. See, here on the glass. Renault. You know, the Duster offers a remarkable package considering that prices start at under £10,000. That's an astonishing half the price of many of its rivals.
Dacia owners are huge fans of their Dusters, so this new version doesn't look radically different. It gets a new look Dacia family grille and larger LED headlights, and there have been a few tweaks to the style. But despite the fact that Dacia say every panel on the car is new, it still has the same no-nonsense, smart look of its predecessor.
One thing that hasn't changed though is practicality. The Duster is just as spacious inside and out as the more expensive Nissan Qashqai, although in the boot you get slightly more space than you do in the Qashqai. See, loads of room for the beloved Carbuyer suitcases. For extra practicality, the rear seats on this will split and fold, although it's worth noting that on the entry-level model they only fold flat and you can't split them. This new version has had a makeover in here, both in terms of comfort and also in terms of style. And you know, it's not the most exciting interior, but it is simple and it's really well laid out, and all the materials used feel hard wearing, even if they're not the most luxurious. You know, the plastics, for example, are quite hard. But you know, I've seen interiors of this standard on more expensive cars and I'm really very impressed for the price. One thing I actually really like is the seats. They've got a lot more padding this time around and they're actually really comfortable. There's plenty of adjustment there in height. And when you consider that the steering wheel also adjusts as well, it means that you get comfortable no matter what your body shape or size. Now this is the comfort version, and for that you do get plenty of creature comforts. There's an infotainment system here which is well placed in the driver's eye line. You get things like air conditioning, cruise control, along with reversing cameras. You know, I think the whole package just offers, and I know I keep coming back to this, but I have to say it again, excellent value for money.
The range is split into 4 trim levels: Access, Essential, Comfort and Prestige. Access cars are, well, let's say, refreshingly basic. There's no radio or climate control as standard, and you have to make do with 16-inch steel wheels. Electric front windows, LED daytime running lights and stop-start come as standard, but that's about your lot. Essential costs a little extra, but adds things like DAB radio, air conditioning, 16-inch silver steel wheels, split rear seats, roof bars, front fog lights, along with Bluetooth connectivity and a USB. This comfort trim also has 16-inch alloy wheels, satin chrome body trim, rear tinted windows, and various interior upgrades like the leather steering wheel, chrome gear knob, electric rear windows, and heated power adjustable door mirrors. While the top spec Prestige cars get 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheels, a multi-view parking camera with sensors, blind spot warning, climate control and keyless entry, along with upgraded upholstery.
Here in the back, it's very spacious. You will easily fit 3 adults across the bench seat. And there's no transmission tunnel down here, which means that legroom is good, as is headroom. And all models right across the range come with a couple of Isofix child seat points, one in each of the outer seats.
When it comes to engines, there's just one, a 1.6 litre petrol unit, but it will be joined by one diesel, a well-proven 1.5 litre DCI 115 that's also found under the bonnet of Renault and Nissan models. And a more sophisticated turbocharged petrol engine arrives in 2019, which should offer more power and economy.
So this is the 113 brake horsepower 1.6 litre petrol model, and it's not exactly punchy. You do need to work it quite hard to get the most from this engine, at which point it does get quite noisy, and you do find yourself wishing quite a lot that it had a bit of extra poke when you're overtaking. But on the positive side, it's generally really refined in here. It's pretty quiet with very little wind or road noise coming through. In fact, I'd actually say that the noise inside the car has been halved on this new version, thanks to more sound deadening and also thicker glass. And I have to say, it's pretty quiet. Now, of course, there aren't many SUVs at any price that offer much in the way of driving thrills. But, I don't think that's top of the wish list for most buyers. And the Duster, well, it can comfortably hold its own against far more expensive rivals. I'm thinking about cars like the Renault Captur or the Seat Arona here, albeit with just a little bit less polish. Now, the suspension is best on faster roads when it gives a comfortable ride, and it's a really good car on longer journeys. The handling is responsive and it feels well balanced and steady into corners. Now, the power steering is a new addition on this model, and as in many SUVs, it feels rather light. The tyres give plenty of grip and the brakes, well, they feel sharp and crisp. All in all, this is a relaxing and a very easy car to drive.
Every Duster has a manual gearbox as standard, 5-speed or 6-speed depending on the model you go for. And the 4-wheel drive system, which sadly isn't available on the entry-level model, does a surprisingly good job of turning this car into an inexpensive all-terrain workhorse.
Safety, though, is one area where the Duster hasn't done as well as it should have done, because despite offering lots of safety kit on this new version, in an effort to keep costs down, Dacia have chosen not to offer some of the very latest technology, things like autonomous braking as options across the range. Now, that's resulted in it being scored down in the Euro NCAP safety tests, earning just 3 stars out of a possible 5.
But despite that, there's a great deal to like about the Duster. It's honest, it's affordable and delivers more than you'd expect from it. If you like this review, make sure you watch our Seat Attica review and our SUVs playlist, and make sure you press the Carbuyer logo to subscribe to the channel.